live. I'm actually backing out of the dentist office because we got some dentist work done. And they nicked my tongue a little bit because my dumbass couldn't keep my tongue out of the way. I was fighting the nurse and fighting a whole battle looking at the nurse. So we're leaving there and we're going to be heading off to work at Amazon. If you guys ever get the opportunity to work as an Amazon Prime driver, don't do it. It is literally the worst frickin' job imaginable. Not to get too graphic, but I would much rather stick my dick in a blender than to work at Amazon. It's that bad. The last 2 days I've had 198 stops. And actually yesterday I had 198 stops. Then the day before that I had 211 stops. It's rough. It's not a fun job. I will say that it does pay for the nice car that we are riding in, which is a 2016 Dodge Charger. I love this car. It's all set for the wintertime too. It's got heated seats, heated steering wheel, heated everything, heated mirrors. And it's got an automatic start, all-wheel drive, all of these awesome things for this Charger. So, that's at least good. I have to go all the way down here to get on the highway, all the way through town. But, so, to start off the whole Apex vlog thing, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about where we've been, what we're up to, and why we haven't been getting videos out. It's simply just because I've been doing this damn job. I'm done with the landscaping job now for the season, so that frees up my Wednesday and Thursdays to work on stuff. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's all go, go, go with Amazon. And I'm usually I'm jumping out of bed, throwing my outfit on, and I'm in the car on the way to work. And then I don't get home till almost 10 or 10 o'clock or even sometimes 11 at the absolute latest, depending how late I'm out. And I didn't got energy for shit, dude. I didn't eat dinner last night because I was so tired. I had to get some breakfast pizza, which I just scarfed down this morning. This Amazon thing keeps you going, man. So I have not had time to do any. I have plenty of videos backlogged, but I have not had time to make thumbnails, do any editing, or anything of that nature. I haven't even turned my PC on in a week. It's been that rough. Wednesday and Thursday, which leads me to my next update. So Wednesday and Thursday are days that because I have off, I go to do GED classes since my dumbass dropped out of school. By the way, don't do that. If you're still in school, don't drop out of school. But I dropped out of school to be an EMT, and I've done it for quite a while, a lot of years. But now I'm trying to join the Navy because I had to have a bullcrap conduct waiver to join the Navy. They suddenly want me to have a brain. So that means that they want me to get a GED. Now, typically, as of March 14th or so of 2024, you no longer need a high school diploma or a GED to join the Navy, unless you need a conduct waiver. If you need a conduct waiver, then you have to have a GED, which I think is stupid. And if I would have known that, I would have been working on it for the year of the process that I've been trying to get into the Navy. So there's that update. So it's going to take a little while for that. How's my service level still on? I'm in a math program right now. It's 6 weeks long. That goes for Wednesday and Thursday, from 12:30 to 2:30. And then before that, I go in the morning to do the other 3 subjects. And the GED test for New York State, I'm not sure how it works in other states, but in New York State, it is math, science, social studies, and reading. Social studies and reading should be pretty simple. I'm not really a scientist, so I don't know. That might be a little bit more challenging. And math, I flat suck at math. I'm hoping that this math boot camp, as they're calling it, is something that I can do, retain the knowledge. And then the other cool part about it is it guarantees me a seat for a test at the end of this program. And they made out a special test just for us and the material that we go over. So if I pass that, then I'll knock the math portion off of the GED. And you can take these tests, again, in New York, individually. So I could take like the math test, the science test, the social studies test, and the reading test all in separate times if I want to, separate different tests. You don't have to take them all at once, or you can go gung-ho and take them all at once. That's entirely up to you guys. The other thing that a lot of you guys didn't know about me is that I do smoke cigarettes, not weed. I don't mess with weed. So in that case, I'm actually going to light one now while I got a chance. But this is a big stress reliever. I'm not going to lie. Don't start if you haven't, but a lot of people told me the same thing, and here I am. See, what else did I want to cover? There's a bunch of stuff. I had a whole list of crap I wanted to cover on this. Oh, yeah. So, the color coding thing on the YouTube videos. Hopefully, people have watched the trailer video and they kind of know what that is and what to expect with it. So, with that being said, again, the red, hopefully that's not too loud for you guys, because the window is right freaking there, but the red videos are the ones that are not really kid-friendly. Probably don't watch those for parents. The yellow ones, it's kind of parental discretion as advised. The green ones are completely safe for kids. I'm drawing a brain fart. Sorry, I've never actually streamed and vlogged and all this crap while driving, so this is all new to me. What's all these trucks? Just kind of skate on by these guys at 85 miles an hour. Don't be shy about telling me what kind of games you guys might want to see on the channel from now on. Resident Evil 6, I think it might have found a way that we can still do it. It's going to be a pain in the ass, and I don't know if I can even add commentary into it. Sorry guys, I'm paying attention to traffic here for a second. There we go. Is all this time? Why are we stopping on the freaking highway, dude? At 65, we're not even. Dude, did somebody wreck up here? You have to go in a straight line. How do you wreck up here? Well, it's a good thing I don't have to be to work till 9:40. So right now it's like 8:15. Alright, back on track with you guys. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are even talking in the chat box or not, but if you are, I'm for some reason not seeing it. Again, this is the first time I've streamed on a phone, so I'm not really sure how it all works, but I know that I did a test private stream last night and it did work, so I know you guys are able to see this, but I'm completely sidetracked again. That's my life. That's literally my life. It's getting sidetracked. But anyway, yeah, we're on our way to work. All that fun stuff. I forgot what I was even saying before I got distracted with all this shit of going 9 miles an hour on a 65 mile an hour highway. Oh, yeah, nope, there's emergency lights up here. I literally just saw it. Which means somebody done wiped the fuck out. That's great. It's the only highway you can travel to get to my job. Oh, you know what? That's another thing I was going to talk about too, is we're going to start getting a little bit more, not too pushy, but we're going to get a little religious on the channel. Like, I've always believed in God, and always had these feelings of like my faith and everything of that nature, but I've never really made that public. Kind of like Criminal Justice has, and you guys will see me in his live chats all the time. But I do believe in God, and I do want to start making God a huge part of my life. And I'm going to start kind of not really preaching in channels, but like, you know, say, for example, we'll say like, oh, God bless, or something of that nature in the channel. I never force anybody to believe what they don't want to believe or what they choose to believe. Everybody's got a right to believe what you believe in. That's what makes America great. We can believe what we want, say what we want within reason. You know, like racial slurs are still considered hate crime. We are never going to get to work. I should have taken. I mean, yeah, I could take that exit, but where the hell am I going to go after that? Shit, with any luck, they'll give my route away. I won't have to work today. But I hope this vlog is something that we can maybe get in the habit of doing a little more often. I wonder if I could get the camera and show you guys what's going on up here. I still don't. I saw a glimmer of emergency lights up here, but I didn't. Or maybe it is construction. There's a construction sign, but maybe they're amber lights that I saw. I don't know why y'all get in the passing lane. You're not going to get down there any faster. Bro, you need a bumper. Hey, she's actually kind of cute. That's not a dude. That's a chick. She's fucking hot. She rocks that short hair. I need to find a girlfriend. And she's not bad either. Damn, I could be just pick up a chick right here in this fucking highway lane. Oh yeah, road work 1 mile, so it's construction. Dude, they weren't even doing construction here yesterday. Construction was on that side. Whatever, I'm warm, I'm in the car. If I make it to work, I make it to work. If I don't, I don't. That's what they have backups for. Yeah, that's the other thing about Amazon. Like, if you don't show up for your route, then backups usually will get your route. I'm actually at backup tomorrow. But wait a minute. If the road work doesn't start for another mile, that means we're a mile before we even get to the road work. This is going to put a serious wrench into getting to work. It's already a 46-minute ride to get there. Oh, yeah, that's what I was talking about. I just clicked in my brain. So we were talking about Resident Evil 6. So on PC, and if you guys are like tech people, get a hold of me on Discord, because my Resident Evil 6 is broken on PC, and I don't know why. I even went on my other Steam channel that I have, the private one that I have, which was created because Grand Theft Auto 5 and Rockstar wanted to be a dick. And just to briefly explain that, Rockstar's got this thing where you cannot update your email address on Rockstar's account. And because you can't, I don't have access to my email that I initially signed up with Rockstar with generations ago, because it was an old Yahoo email address. I don't even have access to it anymore because they shut it down if you don't get on them very often. So I can't do the two-step verification it wants me to do, because it wants me to send crap to that email that I don't have access to. Well, in Rockstar, you can't update your emails, your email address. So because of that, I had to go create this private Steam account to get GTA 5 on there so I could play that and do LSPDFR if we ever decide to get back into that. I really would like to, but you guys have seen now you're really seeing it firsthand, my work schedule. I ain't got the time to sit there and constantly update things and fix things that break and add cars and take out cars and do uniforms and all this crap that LSPDFR requires you to do for quality videos. So because of that, I had to create this other Steam account with a different email, the one that I use regularly now, so I can even so much as launch GTA 5. Now for 5M, it was different because you just have to own a copy of it. You don't have to like launch it through the Rockstar servers, or the Rockstar Game Services, or Rockstar Launcher, or whatever you want to call it. You don't have to use that to get into 5M and do SLRP. I'm on the brink of losing SLRP too if I don't get my ass in gear and get on patrols more often. So with the new work schedule, I'm trying to figure out how that's all going to work. I might as well just turn 4 ways off because we're all going slow as a damn snail. But because of that, I had to clean copies that were able to do SLRP and 5M, but I really need to get on and do more patrols. I have to figure it out. I know I can do patrols Wednesdays and Thursdays when they fall on one of those 2 days. But by the time I get out of here, I'm out of work and get actually home, dude, patrol's like over. I could get on patrol. I wouldn't have time to set up a live stream or whatever to stream it for you guys. But I mean, patrol would probably end in an hour. I probably wouldn't even be on patrol long enough to get credit for even being there, because I probably wouldn't even be there for an hour. Because by the time I get on there at 10 or 11 o'clock, the patrol's going to be coming to an end. And sometimes patrol's even over before I get on there and get a chance to get home. So, however, it's on sale right now on PlayStation. Like, all the Resident Evil games are on sale. By the way, speaking of that, and considering doing this, Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the originals, are actually on PS5. And so is Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. So we might actually do that. We might actually do those 3 games added to the Resident Evil series. Now, what I gotta decide is, and you guys can help me decide this, is I don't know if I want to do... Oh, hell no, bitch. I don't know what you think you're doing. You ain't just jumping over here. Get your ass back in your own fucking lane. I will wreck you. Bitch. I don't know what you're doing. What you doing? Get back in your own lane, bro. Fuck. Man, I wish I had my middle finger light on my... It's in the other charger. Man, I freaking hate people. Look at that. Look at people suddenly whipping in over here. They want it so badly in the passing lane. I fucking hate people, dude. I can't say that, because God doesn't want me hating people, but I'm disappointed in humanity. I really am. See, that's one of the little things we'll drop in there. I mean, I gotta stop getting sidetracked. Resident Evil 6. Okay, so it is broken on PC. I've said this 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 different times. But back to the PS5 thing. So I don't know if I want to get and do Resident Evil 2, the original one. We're definitely going to do that, but I don't know if I want to do that before I complete the series and then go back and do it. Well, and we kind of already did Resident Evil 3, the remake. So doing Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the original, would be like doing the same thing as the original Resident Evil 4 that came out, but we already did the remake of Resident Evil 4 as well, so I'm not sure how we want to do that. My mind, as of right now, is just to keep on going with the series, and then going back to do Resident Evil 2, because at least we got to do at least that one. There are other ones that other Resident Evil, like the Umbrella Chronicles and all that crap, but that really is like a cinematic thing where you just like you hover an aiming cursor over your enemies and you shoot them, and it's like a very cinematic. You don't get control of anything. There's like 3 buttons you have to that play the whole game. So there's that. And then we're probably gonna do that at the end. I'm thinking that's where I'm gonna go with that. But Resident Evil 6, we are going to film on PS5. Now, what I got to figure out, I got to run some tests on it, is I have to figure out if I can add voice to it. And otherwise, all 3 of those campaigns are going to be no commentary, which I really don't want to do. So I got to go through my PS5 settings. Austin TGB, or Austin T Gaming, I forgot which one he goes by now, but it's on my featured things on the front page of my channel. He's helping me out with figuring out the... Yeah, these are the lights that I saw. It's all this construction. I can upload it to YouTube from my PS5 in a private format, and then I have to download it from YouTube. So then it goes onto my computer, so I can then do the editing and then repost it to YouTube publicly for you guys. It's going to be a lot of work, but to do it that way, and it's going to take longer for me to film those videos. So I'm going to start working on that and backlogging it, and kind of just go from there as far as Resident Evil 6. And then 7 we should be able to pick back up on PC and so on and so forth. We have come a long way in the Resident Evil series, so I'm going to find it. I mean, it's been 2 years. 2 years since we started Resident Evil, the whole series. And a small part of me kind of can't wait until it ends, because I want to move on to something else. But at the same time, this is probably the longest series we've ever had on the channel, aside from SnowRunner. SnowRunner, we still got years and years and years of content for that. There's still so many maps. We're only in the second of like 7 or 8 or 9 maps, or more. So we are going to really hone out SnowRunner and the Resident Evil series. Beyond Hanwell, that one I might replace and not finish Beyond Hanwell. I don't like doing that because I hate not finishing what we start. But I still haven't done research about the St. Paul's Cathedral. We're still stuck in that one lobby, and I haven't had time to do any research on it, so I don't have any videos really ready for Beyond Hanwell right now. So with that being said, I actually know her. That being said, we might be replacing Beyond Hanwell, and until such time that I backlog the game completed, and then we might start posting the Beyond Hanwell videos so we can finish that series out. And then we'll kind of go from there. Okay, it's 8:30. We're through 90% of the construction, so that's good. Yeah, so I hope that all of this helps. And at this point now, we're just kind of hanging out, enjoying our drive to work. This dude's going to try to be a dick, I'm sure. It's not going to go over well for him. Oh yeah, here he comes. Let's go, dude. Let's run it. You ain't going to beat the fucking Charger, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah, go ahead. Be a dick. See what happens. I will. I got tons of shit in here I can throw at you. It's not what Jesus would do. It's not what Jesus would do. But I match energies. So he's going to decide how we're going to act today. Have you ever guys ever had that one person in your life tell you that you're going to cross the wrong person and you're going to get your ass kicked? Well, for a lot of people, though I do believe in Christ and everything else, I am that person for a lot of people. Because I do not put up with disrespect. And that was the Marine side of me from my grandfather. My grandfather always used to teach not putting up with people with disrespect. Like you nip that in the bud, you lock it down. Yeah, he already gave up, he knows. But you lock that crap down, man. You don't let people walk all over you. But you know, even as Jesus teaches, I don't like that dude. I have absolutely no respect for him because of how much of a dick he's trying to be on the road right now. But I still have to love him the way that Jesus does, because that's what he calls us to do. But it doesn't mean I have to put up with his disrespect and his aggressiveness on the road. Now the difference between me and that dude is I'm actually trained in fast evac, like the same kind of evac that the police department is trained on. I learned that in EMS when they had me operate the fly car. For those of you who don't know what the fly car means, that is basically like you'd be in a car like what I'm driving now, like a Charger or an SUV or a truck or some kind of vehicle. It's not an ambulance, but equipped with some medical supplies, and gets you to the scene faster than an ambulance will, so you can render aid and get them prepped for the ambulance upon their arrival, depending on the severity of the call. So that's basically what the fly car does. It kind of goes ahead of the ambulance to get on scene and render aid. Usually used most in like trauma calls, like a lot of car accidents or pediatric style calls. And when you're running the fly car, dude, you literally drive like a cop. They're going 80, 90, or even depending on how far away. If you're on straightaways or highways, you're up to 100 miles an hour. That's not always the case either, though, but you still have to use regard on the road. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go 100 miles an hour through the city of Elmira or 100 miles an hour through a town. You go faster, for sure, and when you come to red lights, you still slow down, make sure traffic's going to yield, and then you go through your traffic signals and stop signs and stuff. But, yeah, I've got do have a lot of driving skill. Just like here at Amazon. Every morning, our boss comes to us and he just yells, screams, and hollers, whines, cries, bitches, and moans and groans at us for causing damages. People have backed into cars, backed into houses on the eaves troughs that catch the leaves and the gutters and all that stuff. They're hitting basketball hoops and tearing up people's yards by driving in the grass because they don't know how to drive. For a good example, driving on the grass, you cannot like stop in somebody's grass and then crank the wheel because when you turn the wheel, it tears off the grass. When you turn around in grass, the tires have to be rolling one direction or the other, either forward or backwards as you turn. So it's kind of turning and not just trying to make this make sense. But you see, guys, what I'm saying. So I'm going to be rolling forward as I turn my wheel. So I'm not stationary before turning my wheel. Stationary and turning the wheel tear up the grass. Rolling the vehicle forward or backwards while you turn the wheel doesn't tear up the grass. That's honestly the best way I can think to explain it. Man, we're only in Riverside. We still have like, I'll say exit 45, 38. We still have like 7 exits we got to cover. It's only 8:35. I'm actually not in a huge hurry to get to work because I can't clock in until 9:40 anyway, so I can't clock in for almost another hour. Yeah, I gotta get my go-go juice. This is Monster Energy Killer Brew Triple Shot. This thing's got 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. Also, again, if you guys are talking in chat, for some reason I can't see it, so I do apologize. I'm going to have to go through my sources and scenes and do some other research to figure out why that is. But, you know, like I said, guys, I figured since I can't be streaming for you guys and I can't be getting videos out like I want to be, and then my presence on YouTube really started to kind of degrade a bit, I hope that this at least lets you guys know that I haven't forgotten about you guys and all the awesome content that we make. And damn, I'm really going 80 miles an hour. It feels like 30 because this thing rides so nice. But you know, these little bringing you guys on the ride to work with me, it is what it is. We might find a different position for the phone too. Right now I got it to the left of my steering wheel and the vents by the window, as you guys can tell. I don't know why we're going so fast. We can slow it down. We got time. We got time. Let's set this thing in a nice steady 65 and we'll just kind of roll down the highway. Yeah, see, weirdly enough, the chat button is not lit up. So I wonder if I have to add another scene to but add another scene to the Streamlabs, which is what we're using to actually film this on YouTube. There's a no go live button on YouTube like there's on PC, where you can just click it and go live. also a lot of fog out in early mornings. 25 degrees outside right now. So frost season's here. Right around the corner will be snow. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I plan on quitting Amazon before the snow starts flying. Our boss is already on our asses about, well, I mean, literally anything and everything. So the way that Amazon works, well, I can know we're about 20 minutes away. We're here in Painted Post, New York, now going down the highway. And from there, it's usually like 25, 30 minutes. So we'll be there by like 9 o'clock, or there shortly thereafter, around 9, 10 or so. But Amazon's got all of these policies. I keep having to yell, scream, and holler at our customers who just don't get or aren't up to date with Amazon's policy about, like, we are no longer allowed to go to, like, your side door, your back door, or at least in my area here in Bath, New York. But we are not allowed to go to the side door, the back door. We can't open gates. We can't go on gated porches or anything. That's sad too, because a lot of people have huge front yards with, like, that's completely fenced in, and they have their fence closed off with a gate. The only thing I can do is, like, drop the package on the other side of the gate, snap a photo of it, and leave. Which is oddly convenient for the fact that there's a lot of less steps you have to walk, but it's inconvenient for the customer. But I don't really have much sympathy for that customer, because, like, yesterday I had 198 stops. So while I have 198 stops, walking that extra 10 feet to get to the porch or however far it is, I don't have sympathy for the fact that I don't have to do that, considering that they live at that house. So all they have to do is come out of their house, walk 10 feet, 20 feet, whatever it is, get their package and go back home. For me, that is like 10 or 20 feet 198 times that day. Potentially up to 198 times. And a lot of these stops also have what's called multi-stop locations. And that's literally like one stop could be 3 separate houses that you got to drop off packages. And this could range from like 10 to 12 to 15 packages per these 3 houses. If each house has like 5 packages per house, that's 15 packages that I got to get around, figure out which house they go to, get them to the corresponding house. And sometimes I can't carry all 3 of them, all 3 stops. So I'll have to drop one off, come back to the van, get the other one, go back out to the third. Runs its policies is ridiculous. That damn camera is rigged to fire us. And other people go, oh, it keeps you honest. No, it doesn't. Let me explain why it actually screws you over. Because that thing tracks your speed, but the app in your work phone also tracks your speed. And so a lot of times there's no speed limit signs out in the country. So you don't know what speed to go. So the app will tell you, oh, it's 30 or it's 55. Sometimes it disappears off the app. And if I don't have a reference, if I don't have a speed limit sign that I can see, or the app to tell me how fast to go, and I have no reference, it's easy to get a speeding violation when a number suddenly pops in the phone. The last known speed that was 55 suddenly drops to 30, and you get like 3 seconds to realize it and slow down to that speed before you get a speeding violation. I think total I've gotten like 6 or 7 speeding violations, some of which were disputable. And if they win the dispute, then it goes off your thing and you don't get in trouble for it. But I actually have had so many speeding violations because of that happening that I actually ended up with a 2-day suspension at one point. And it wasn't even my fault. I'm not even out there trying to speed on these routes. I don't usually typically speed anyway, unless I'm really in a hurry, but because of that, yeah, I've gotten speeding violations. I've never gotten like stop sign violations or red light violations where you've gone through traffic signals or signs and all that. A lot of people do, but I don't. It's just ever been speeding violations. Sometimes you get a backing violation, and all that is you backing up faster than 4 miles an hour. Like, come on, give me a break. And there's just a lot of other little things. Like, technically, we're not even supposed to walk on your grass. We're supposed to pull over on the side of the road, walk down your sidewalk, turn right, walk down another 30 feet of your sidewalk, turn left, and there's your porch. Instead of just beelining it through your yard and then dropping it on the porch and going back to the van. The fastest way between 2 points is a straight line. And let's see what else is there. Obviously, we can't drive on grass. we're not supposed to pull into driveways. We can only back into driveways. Now imagine you're on a road that's 55 miles an hour. You slow down to back into a driveway. You put your four ways on and you go to back up in the driveway. The car comes up behind you at 55 miles an hour and they try to pass you on the left, and by the time your front end swings around to get straightened up to go to line up with the driveway to back in, and the car smashes into you, especially around blind corners. So honestly, they say that it's not safe to back into traffic rather than to pull into traffic. But sometimes it's not even safe to pull into traffic, you know? So they want us backing down driveways instead of pulling in driveways. Sorry, but I don't follow that one. If I know I've got a car behind me, then I pull into a driveway and I back out when I know it's safe. But it's like all of these little bullcrap rules that just like they don't help anything. And then the warehouse, if they screw up, I know I'm just kind of ranting about my job, and then it is what it is, but if the warehouse screws up their bag order or puts wrong packages in bags, we don't find that when we get to the certain stop. We find that at the end of the day, and this actually happened to me yesterday 4 times, that's which is why I was a little bit late of my route doing the 198 stops, but we have to search those other bags and try to find those missing packages. And if that happens like early in the morning and you have like 300 packages, you're sorry, but you're not searching through that. So you have to skip that stop. And if you happen to come across that package, you'll find out at the end of the day, then you'll get rerouted back to that stop and you have to go do it, deliver the package or whatever the case. But that's also why sometimes you guys' packages will show up late because the warehouse screwed up. And now, if I don't finish a route because of the warehouse screwing up, it still falls back on the driver. It's always, everything that goes wrong in this company, it falls back on the driver. I don't mind the job in of itself. I actually love the job itself. But the political bullcrap behind the job is just, it's not worth it. And then now we're going to add snow and ice and everything else to that. There's a lot of seasonal, unmaintained roads. They want us to mark those roads and reroute. Amazon doesn't calculate for the reroutes, so if you have to reroute, it puts you behind on your route. And then if you don't finish the route, you're in trouble. So it's like, I'm not about to deal with all that crap. So I definitely plan on quitting Amazon here in the next, like, month or so. But, yeah, guys, so that's basically all I have for you today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to work on trying to get some videos. I almost hit that bird. I'm going to try to get some videos out for you guys by next week. No guarantees. I'm going to try to work on it Wednesday and Thursday, but I got my GED classes for until 2:30 on both those days. And I got some other household stuff I got to take care of. I got laundry to do, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to try, guys. I might do work on, see if I get home early enough today. I'm going to work on some thumbnails and all that fun stuff. But I'm going to close out the stream for now. Thanks for tuning in. If you did, again, sorry about the whole live chat thing. I'm going to have to figure that out if you guys were talking in the chat. If anybody even saw this. Don't know. But until next time, guys, much love. God bless. Peace out.